of my favorite quilty projects to make is baby quilts. Why do I like to make baby quilts? Because they are so much fun to make. Number one, they don't take as much time as a larger quilt would. Number two, they're just always so cute. It's just everything is so mini and adorable. And number three, you know you are making something that a little precious new baby is going to enjoy and love and probably cherish for the rest of their lives, honestly. I know I've had family members and friends that as adults, they still have their baby blankets and baby quilts. So I know it's something that a lot of people cherish into their adulthood. And it's just so special that some family and friends have trusted me to make this precious gift for the new baby in their lives. I have 2 baby quilts to make this month, and I'm really, really excited. So before I show you the quilts that I'm making, let me introduce myself just in case you don't know me. My name is Miriam, and I talk about all kinds of quilting and sewing related things here on YouTube. I do a lot of free motion quilting tutorials. I do a lot of patterns, free patterns, and just lots of really fun things. And I like to spread my excitement and joy of quilting with as many people as I can. If you would be interested in subscribing to my channel, I would love for you to join me. I've got some really cool things planned for this year. I'm planning on doing a quilt history series. I ordered a whole bunch of books on quilt history from different perspectives and different cultures, and I'm going to be deep diving into these books and reading and researching, and I'm going to try to compile a really fun series for everyone to kind of learn more about this hobby and kind of how it came to be and how it has changed throughout the years. So if that would be something you would be interested in, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the little notification bell, and that will notify you when my new videos come out. I'm also going through the process of renovating a 12 by 24 shed into a studio. So right now where I record is the very small corner of my bedroom, and it's worked so far, but I really wanted to be able to expand into a larger studio and have kind of a separate space where I do all of my work. I'm working on going through that, and that's a really fun series that I will continue into this year. I did several videos last year. Things got busy and we took some time off of working on that, but I will be working on that more this year. I'm really, really excited to get moved out there. I'll be doing all kinds of organization and just fun ideas to set up a really fun sewing space. So I'm really excited about that. Before we get into those projects, I have to make these baby quilts, okay? These babies are coming and they need a quilt for when they get here, right? The first quilt that I'm working on is for one of my cousins. Him and his wife are having another baby. And my aunt actually asked me if I would make this quilt for them for their new little one. They picked out, I gave them a bunch of options of patterns that I've designed, and they picked out my tiny checkers quilt pattern. This is a super fun pattern to make. It's jelly roll and yardage friendly. So you basically just use strips and sew them together, cut them up, sew them together again, and you make these really cute little checkered blocks. You sew the blocks together and you make a beautiful quilt. So that's what I'm working on. They picked out some really beautiful fabrics. They went ahead and got all the fabrics themselves. I did pull a few fabrics from my stash as well that I knew went along with it, just so we'd have a little bit more variety in pattern and color. So they picked some very beautiful neutrals, really cute. I think they got all of these fabrics at Joann's, which, you know what? It's okay to use fabric from Joann's. I will keep saying that. You know, I know a lot of people are very against using Joann fabrics for some reason, and I just don't really understand. These all feel like good quality fabrics. They're all beautiful. They all go really well together. And then a few of these are from my stash that I had. So we are making a beautiful quilt with those fabrics. I've already gotten a head start on this one and then realized, wait a second, I should be recording this and make a video about making baby quilts. So that's what I'm doing. I've gone ahead and made a bunch of the blocks for the quilt, They're so cute. They're just so sweet. I think the baby's really gonna like this, and it's gonna be very timeless, I think. So I've got that going so far. So that's the one I'm gonna continue with in this video. And then I've also got another one that a friend of the family, her niece is having a baby, and it's their first child, and I get to make their baby a new little quilt too. She actually picked out a pattern and fabric that she wanted me to make. So she picked out this one by Maple Cottage Designs. It's called Love Grows Here. It's very, very cute. I went ahead and printed it out. I bought it as a PDF and I got it on Etsy. I will link it down in the description box below. And it's a very well written pattern. And then she wanted me to use the fabrics from the sample quilt that she made. So I hunted around to figure out what fabrics those were. And they were from a line, it's a Moda Fabrics line called Flower Girl by My So Quilty Life. And so I found a whole bunch of yardage from that line. So I'm going to have a lot of fabric left over from this because this pattern calls for a charm pack, but I could not find a charm pack in this fabric line. I hunted all over the place. I hunted on Etsy. I looked on Fat Quarter Shop. I looked just on Google searching just random online quilt shops and I could not find it. So I went the route of just buying a whole bunch of yardage and just knowing I'm going to have a bunch left over, which is fine because then I really like these fabrics anyways, so I could use these for something else and they are beautiful. That is what I'm going to use for that. So it's a very simple design block. So, and it's got a little heart up here, which I think is so darling. It's so cute, and I think this is going to be a really quick quilt to make as well. Oh my goodness, it's crunch time. It's crunch time. It's the middle of January, and I really need to have these done by the end of January. What I'm planning on doing is I'm just going to be working just on these two quilts for about a week. I'm going to see how much I can get done in that week. I'm hoping to get, I would really like to get both of them done, and I will try to kind of document the process of making them as I go. I'd love for you to join me for this video. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll share any tips and tricks that I think of in the video. I'll show you how I'm going to quilt them. It's just going to be a lot of fun. Let's get started, shall we? If you're interested in either one of these patterns, like I said, I will link them both down in the description box below. I've blabbed enough, right? Let's get started on quilting. Basically, what I did for my blocks is what you do is you sew the width of fabric, 2.5 inch by width of fabric strips together, and then you just cut out pieces from those strips. And that's what I have done for these blocks. And then I sewed those pieces together. But now I need a few more blocks. So I need to figure out what size I'm making this. They want me to also add a border to the quilt. So originally in the baby size quilt, it doesn't have any borders. It's just these blocks and then binding. But they want a border added onto it. So I'm going to remove some of the blocks so then the quilt's not too big, right? You don't want the baby quilt to be too large, but I don't like to make a super small baby quilt. I know I've seen some baby quilts that are like 36 by 36 or even smaller than that. And I like a baby quilt to be a good size so the baby and child can use it as they get older. So that was always something that I did when I was making custom quilts for people, was I always made my baby quilts on the larger side. In the pattern, the baby size quilt is a 48 by 56, which is a really good size baby quilt, I believe. But I'm going to remove some of those blocks. So I think I might just do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could do that, a 5 by 6 layout, and then add some borders because I wanted some borders added on. So I think I'm going to do that. 5 by 6, that means 5 times 6 is 30. So that's how many blocks I need, right? And I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 18 made. So that means I need 12 more blocks. So I'm going to cut out some more pieces to make 12 more blocks, and then we'll piece the blocks, and then we'll be able to start piecing the quilt top, which is always really fun to see it come together, right? I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I've got my additional blocks here made for my tiny checkers baby quilt. So cute. And now I need to press them. So I am going to work on that. I've got my iron here all heated up. And when I like to press blocks, I actually like to use a wool pressing mat. This one I got off of Amazon. These really do work. They help with getting the seams really nice and flat and crisp. So I use my wool pressing mat, and then I also use this little cutting board. I actually got this little tiny cutting board from a garage sale for like $2, $2 or $3. Very much loved and used by whoever had it before me, but now I use it as like a tailor clapper. So tailor clappers were originally used for pants. So when you put a crease in pants, you would iron the crease in, and then you would lay the tailor clapper on top to kind of seal that crease in the pants, and it could be used for other applications as well. But quilters have been using these. They've gained a lot of popularity the last several years. I didn't want to spend like $30 on a tailor clapper, so I bought a little cutting board for like $2 or $3 at a garage sale. Basically what I do is I take my blocks and I press the seams, and I just press them all in one direction. You can press your seams however you want. If you're doing this pattern or any other block, there's so many different ways to press seams. You can press them to the right, to the left. You can press them open. And yeah, you can make it so you would nest your seams. There's just so many different ways, but I try to simplify my pressing as much as possible because it's not my favorite part of quilting, so I try not to spend a lot of time doing it. I like my pressing to look good and it to do the job that it's supposed to do. So that's why I like to use my wool pressing mat and my little cutting board. So I press them on the back where I can actually see the seam, and then I'll flip it over real quick and just run my iron over, kind of holding on those seams to set the seam, get them as flat as possible basically. And then I place this over to the right of my mat, and then I just put this on top of those seams that I just pressed. And what that does is it holds the heat there in that seam and helps it get nice and flat. And then the weight from the actual piece of wood also holds it nice and flat. So, and then I am just gonna continue doing this for all of my blocks the exact same way. I just press them all in the same direction. Super easy. Some people like using steam and starch. You can do that. That's the cool thing about quilting, right? Everybody has their own way of doing things. I think no two people really make the exact same quilt the exact same way on every step. Everybody has their own little trick or way that they like to do stuff. So, and then I just stack the blocks just on top of each other and replace my cutting mat and just continue this process until I am done pressing all of my seams. And then I can figure out my layout for my blocks, which is, you know, kind of the fun part. This is coming together pretty quickly. I'm really looking forward to seeing this finished because I haven't actually made a baby size in this pattern yet. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I like the idea of adding the borders for this quilt also. So it's gonna be really, really cute, I think. So I have not recorded my progress on these baby quilts for a few days. I've been very busy with other stuff and it's hard for me. I'm gonna open up to you guys for just a minute. It is hard for me to get into the mindset of you're a content creator now. You need to be recording all of these different steps that you're doing. You can't just go willy-nilly and do it. If you're gonna show a process of making something, you need to actually show the process. And it's been a little difficult so far for me to get into that mindset and just kind of remember that when I'm working on a project. Because I don't know about you, but when I get into a project, I'm like, my blinders are on. I am just thinking about what I'm doing. And I'm certainly not thinking about pulling out my camera and getting it all set up or pulling out my phone and recording on my phone. Nothing like that. So, anywho, I have gotten some more work done on my tiny checkers baby quilt. Sorry, I like to pull my hair back when I'm working also, so this is what I look like most of the time. I have sweatpants on, I have a giant t-shirt on. This is what you get. This is what I look like most of the time. I happen to have makeup on today because I had to record a video for a company that I was shooting some videos for. So I have my face on, but I changed back into my comfy clothes because I'm gonna be sewing. So last time I saw you, I think I was piecing the blocks together for the tiny checkers quilt. It's a very simple block. It's a really easy pattern, and it's available in my shop in physical and PDF if you would like to purchase it, or you could probably just kind of look at it and know how to make it. But yeah, that would really help me out. That's a great way to support me, is to buy my patterns. I don't know. I feel weird asking people to buy my stuff, but so, oh, before I show you the quilt also, if you are not aware, I started a membership on my website. It is only $5 a month, or if you pay for the full year, it's only $50. I tried to make it as affordable as possible. I've got quilt patterns in there. There's one quilt pattern in there so far. It's one of my most popular patterns, the cake twist pattern. It's a really fun pattern. That's free if you join my membership. And then I'm also releasing, each month, I'm releasing a block of the month quilt block pattern. So you get that in the membership. You get a tutorial video. It's an extra video each month that has that. And then you are also able to come to my online sewing group meetings. So we do 2 a month. That's what the schedule is right now, 2 a month. And we do it via Zoom. We hang out, we talk about quilting, we share our experiences, and we talk about new notions and things. We've had some people show off some new notions that they've gotten, and that's been really fun to kind of see that. And it's just a really fun time to get to talk to other quilters about what we love, right? So if you would like to join my membership, The link to join the membership is always in the description box of my videos. It's been running for about a month and a half or so now, and it's going really, really well. I'm having a lot of fun with everyone in there, and I would love for you to join if you would like to. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but it is kind of the price of a coffee. I tried to have the price as low as possible, but so it would be sustainable for me to keep on doing it, because it does cost me money to have it going. Nothing is for free anymore, right? Anyways, I would love for you to join. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm still doing YouTube like normal. So I went ahead and I've made the quilt sandwich for this quilt. So I pieced together the quilt top, and they also wanted borders on this quilt. So I added a couple of 1.5-inch borders, or maybe they're 2-inch. Did I do 2 inches or, yeah, no, they're 1.5 inches. They're 1.5 inches, I remember now. So I added a couple of borders on. So this is the quilt. It's just a bunch of really pretty browns and beiges. And if I remember correctly, they don't know the gender of the baby. So that's why we've got very gender neutral colors. And then the backing, I just used some of the fabrics that I used for the blocks, and I made rectangles and then pieced them just all 4 together to make my backing. Glue basting to baste my quilt, so now I'm ready to quilt it. And they have asked me to do my swirly quilting, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I have done a full tutorial on the swirly quilting, so I will link that up in the cards and then down in the description box also if you would like to check that video out. I go into way more detail than I'm going to for this, but it's a really fun way to do free motion quilting. So if you're brand new to free motion, you're not quite sure how to get started, this is one of the best ways to do that. It's kind of like a meander, but with loop-de-loops. I call it the loop-de-loop free motion quilting, right? It's just really cute, simple, and fun free motion quilting. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I know a lot of people, can have a bunch of different projects going at the same time. I am not one of those people. I am not very good at that. I need to work on a project until it's done, and then I can start the next one. So that's why I'm not working on them simultaneously, because my brain doesn't work that way, okay? I just need to get one project done, and then the other one I can get done after that. So just put stuff on my bed, no big deal. All right, so now I've kind of got that cleared out. Now I won't be having issues with stuff bumping into the quilt, or the quilt bumping into anything when I'm quilting. So I am going to, I gotta set up my sewing machine for free motion quilting. That might be good to do. What are you guys up to this week? What kind of projects are you working on? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always really interested to see and hear about the different projects that people are working on, because some people, they have like scheduled out like what projects they want to work on and what quilts they're working on, and some people just kind of wander into their sewing room and they might put together some stuff, they might not. They might just organize some stuff, and I always just find it really interesting to hear how different people kind of handle their projects load. I don't know if you saw my video that I released earlier this week. It was kind of a bonus spur of the moment video that I made about the impending doom of Joann Fabrics. And I don't know if you've heard, but Joann Fabrics is possibly closing. It's looking more and more like they're actually going to close. If they don't get another buyer, the company that's saying that they're going to buy Joann Fabrics is basically going to buy them out and then just liquidate. But yeah, it's just sad. So I kind of give my opinion from a quilter's perspective and talk about how I like Joann Fabrics, and I'm really bummed out that it's a possibility that they're actually going to close. I'm going to have to find a new place to buy my batting and my thread, and I know my local Walmart just started carrying my favorite thread, So that's really awesome, but who knows how long they're going to actually carry it. Because my Walmart inventory is really weird. They'll have stuff 1 week and they'll have stuff for like a year. And then all of a sudden they're not carrying it anymore. I don't know if your Walmart is like that, but I don't remember ever experiencing that in Minnesota. But out here in rural Missouri, that's apparently the case. I am all set up for motion quilting. Oop, I want to turn my speed down because I do not quilt as fast as I piece. So I am going to be doing the swirly loop-de-loop quilting. If you have any questions about it, let me know. And I'll do a little sped up version here and with a pretty song playing. And then I will show you the quilting when it's done. Morning. It is the next morning. Today is the 21st, I believe. And 21st or 22nd? Let's see. Oh, today's the 22nd. It's Wednesday. And I am going to continue quilting this quilt. I think I got about half of it done. So I'm just doing this really simple loop-de-loop, but it looks so pretty and it looks really great with the small squares of this quilt, don't you think? So I am just going to continue quilting this. I'm planning on getting this quilt done today. So that is the plan. So I'm going to finish quilting it, which will take maybe an hour, something like that, if I can just focus and get it done. And then I need to square it up, trim off the excess, and then add the binding. So, and that shouldn't take very long because it's just a baby quilt. So I hope you are enjoying this video so far. It's been a lot of fun working on this baby quilt. Like I said at the beginning, I love making quilts for babies. It's just so rewarding. And just knowing that a little one's gonna be enjoying this quilt for a long time really just kind of like makes me really happy, and I'm very honored that people trust me to make a baby quilt for them. So I am going to continue working. If you noticed in the video, I am using quilting gloves, which I don't know if I really talked about it a lot in videos before, but a lot of times I don't like wearing quilting gloves because I naturally have very warm hands and I don't like having sweaty hands in gloves. But since the house is pretty cold, my hands really aren't that warm, and the gloves really do help. They help a lot. These are the ones from Sashing. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but these are really great. They're pretty breathable. They have kind of like a coating on the tips of the fingers, like from here up on the fingers, that help make it easy to kind of grip the fabric, and it helps a lot with free motion quilting. So if you don't have sweaty hands like me, I would definitely recommend getting a pair of gloves, of quilting gloves for free motion quilting, because it does help a lot. I don't know if you can hear that, but Kimmy is wailing outside. I should probably go get her. She's not outside, but she's outside of my room. But I am going to continue quilting, and then I will chat with you in a little bit. But Machine quilting gloves. They really do work. They really do. It's not a gimmick. And I don't think these were super expensive. I think they were probably under 20 bucks. Let's see. Oh yeah, they were only $10. And I got the size medium large. I have chubby fingers. I have very chunky big hands. So but the medium large fit me quite nice. Here, I'll show you. It's a little snug on my fingers, but they do fit and they work very well. All right. I have finished the quilt. Yay! Here is the finished quilt. Try to show as much as I can here. It turned out pretty stinking cute. I tried to take a close-up shot of the quilting so you could see it, but it turned out really great. I've already sent pictures to my aunt, who was going to be the grandma of this quilt, and she loves it. She's really excited about it, and that just makes it that much more worth it, right? I always love getting those messages, and that's kind of why I love making quilts for other people, because you know you're making something that's going to be very special for them as well. So, because this is a gift that she's going to be able to give to her little grandbaby that's coming. All around a really fun project to work on. And I love making baby quilts. It's so much fun. So now I'm just going to wash this. Since I glue basted it, I always wash my quilts after they've been glue basted because I want to wash all that glue out. And then package it up and mail it out to her tomorrow. And then I'm going to start working on this video so I don't have so much footage to go through when I'm making the final video. And then tomorrow I'm going to work on the other baby quilt a bit, and we'll see how much I get done with it. I don't know. You'll see in just a few seconds here how much I'm going to get done. Just thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Good morning. It's the next morning. So I got all of my fabrics cut for this baby quilt. Just as a reminder, I'm using the pattern by Maple Cottage Designs called Love Grows Here, and I'll link this in the description box below, but it's super cute. A really quick and easy pattern, I do believe. There's little hearts in the blocks. Let me show you here. You can see that. There's little hearts on the blocks. So that's the first part that I have to make. So I got all of my pieces cut for that. I just got to make a bunch of little hearts. So I'm going to work on that here first. My plan is to get a lot of this quilt top done today. It would be really cool if I could get the whole thing, the whole quilt top made today. And then over the weekend, I will finish up the quilt. What's unique about this quilt is I am waiting until the baby is actually born because they haven't named the baby yet. And the lady that I'm making it for, she wants the baby's name on the quilt and also the birth date. So, and we obviously don't know the baby's birth date yet because they're not here yet. So I am going to make this quilt in its entirety, make the entire quilt, and then I will add a piece that will be embroidered later on after the baby's born. And I think the baby's born at the end of January, early February, somewhere around there. So that's pretty fun. So this isn't a super huge rush, so I'm not going to stress too much about getting this one done. I got the other one done, and my mailman just picked it up this morning, so that is awesome. That's out of here. That is on its way to its home, and that's great. So I'm just going to take my pieces for my little hearts, and I'm gonna start making this. I'll take some footage of me making it and I'll show you the blocks as they come together. And yeah, this is gonna be a really fun project. It's fun making someone else's pattern because I'm usually making my own stuff, right? My own designs. So this is actually kind of fun, and in a weird way, it's kind of taking the pressure off of making my own design. I'm not really sure why, but it just feels like this is just fun making someone else's design. So that's what I'm gonna work on here now. So I'm just gonna I always take the pattern with me. I always like to print out my patterns, even if I buy the PDF version. I have an iPad, but I just really prefer having a physical copy. So if I need to take notes on it, I can, and I just prefer having a paper copy. I might be a little old school, but anyways, I'm gonna go to the other side of my table now. Whoop, gotta pull the hair back. Don't forget, I don't know why, but once in a while I'll have my hair down, but I normally like to have it pulled back. So, so the pattern calls for to draw a diagonal line on these little squares. And I don't like drawing diagonal lines. It takes so much time. So what I like to do is I use this washi tape that has 1/4 of an inch printed on it. I really like this washi tape. I got this on Amazon. I will link it down in the description box. But I just line up the red line in the center with my needle. The center of my needle. Let's see. I'm gonna lower it so I can actually see it. And I'm actually gonna cut my piece first. Length, that's about 5 inches. And then place it. I want it to be precise, so I do take my time. But there is my guide. So now I don't have to draw a line on my squares. I just use the lines of this tape. Zoom it in here. You can see the tape right here. So there's a red line down the center. So when I am sewing my little rectangle on, I just line up my corners here and the bottom corner down here with that red line, and then I get a nice straight crisp line without having to draw it on. So it saves time, and I don't have to worry about ink, though I don't really worry about ink anyways. But oh, I want to switch out my thread because I was using more of a cream thread yesterday and I want to use my bright white for this project. So I'm gonna do that and then I will start sewing. Oh goodness, I just realized I made a whoopsie. So I stitched all of them the same way, but I'm supposed to do half of them the diagonal in the opposite direction. So I separated half of them and I have to seam rip them. I'm glad I realized that before I actually cut the excess out. So actually I'm going to use my seam ripper. Snips take too long. So I'm going to use my seam ripper, seam rip these, and then restitch them. So everybody makes mistakes, right? But no one wants to show it. That's the thing. But I don't mind showing my little whoopsie. Everybody does this mistake. I mean, come on. But so I'm just going to work on seam ripping these and then stitching them the correct way. And then I will continue making my heart blocks. made. How cute are these? I used the same fabric for all of them, so they all look the same. Super easy to make, really quick, and they just look really nice. Very cute. I pressed my seams like that. I just did all of them kind of out towards the white, except the center seam I pressed open because I thought that would help it lay a bit flatter. So I've got all of my charm squares here laid out, which a slight annoyance. The pattern called for charm squares, so I cut 5-inch squares for my yardage. But then when I went to start making my blocks, these actually needed to be cut to 4.5 inches, which I don't know why that wasn't just in the cutting instructions to begin with. So it was a little annoying to have to go back and cut all of these down, and then I just have a bunch of kind of wasted fabric, which, oh well, you know, you live and you learn. I should have read through the pattern before I started, but I just assumed that if it was calling for charm squares, you were using charm squares. But anyways, so I cut these down, and now I'm ready to piece my little blocks. So you just need three squares and then the heart block. Put them together, and then we will have our blocks, and I only need to make 9 blocks. So it's very, very easy and quick, and I think I am definitely going to get my quilt top done before the end of the day, which is really great. So I'll have the quilt top finished by the end of the video. So that's really nice. So I'm gonna start piecing these together. Look how pretty these fabrics are. Can we just appreciate the color palette? It's like, it reminds me of Easter, spring, happy, smiley, very cute, perfect for a baby quilt, right? So this has been a lot of fun to make so far. Again, it's really fun to make someone else's design. And yeah, I do like the pattern. I'm not gonna poo on the pattern, but I should have read through the entire thing. I always tell you guys, read through the pattern completely before you start, and then I just didn't do it because I was just eager to get started, I guess. I am just gonna make these blocks. I am currently watching one of my favorite YouTubers on my phone, Rachel Maxey. I don't know if you know who that is, but she does a lot of sewing garments and costumes and stuff, and I just think she's hilarious, and she's one of my favorite people to watch on YouTube. So I'm watching one of her videos. So if you're looking for an interesting person who makes really great quality videos, she's really funny and makes really fun projects, check her out. I highly recommend her channel. She's one of my favorites. Let's make these blocks, and I'm just gonna kind of piece them as I go. I'm not gonna be super picky about color placement or anything like that, because I don't want to be super picky about that. But here we go.
There's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes. Out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Oh, dreamy.
Alright, I have all of my blocks made. How cute are these? That's so cute. I love this pattern. It's so adorable. Oh goodness. All right, so now I just have to add the sashing and the borders. So I'm gonna do that, and then this quilt top is gonna be done. I am so excited. I don't think I mentioned this yet in the video, but for the backing of this quilt, I will be using some minky fabric that I got. I don't know where that is right now, but I got some Minky, and I thought that would be a really good opportunity to show how I glue based when I use Minky. If you would like to see that video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified when that video comes out, because working with Minky is a little bit more complicated with basting and with just quilting. It can be a little bit more tricky, but I talked to my customer and that's what she wants for the back of this quilt, and Minky is so cozy for a baby, so it's gonna be great. But that does take a little more effort. So if you'd like to see that, go ahead and subscribe. I would love for you to. It's a free way to support my channel and let me know that I'm making videos that people want to see. It lets YouTube know that my videos are videos to push out to more people. So I really appreciate it when you subscribe. It really means a lot to me, and my goodness, I have a lot of subscribers right now. I know, relatively speaking, it's not a lot of subscribers. You know, there's channels with like millions upon millions of subscribers, but for me, for my little channel and for what I'm doing, quilting, it's not a super popular topic on YouTube. I just can't believe that over 25,000 people have subscribed to my channel. It's just wild. So I really appreciate that, and I'm very excited about that. It's really crazy. But anyways, oh, I'm feeling chatty. But now I need to add the sashing. Let me make sure that I add it correctly. Okay. So let's see, how do I want these? I think that looks good for one row. Next row looks good. All right, yeah, I have the colors very well dispersed throughout these blocks, so this is gonna be really, really, really cute. It's gonna be hard to let it go, you know what I mean? When you make a project and it's kind of like, oh, it's kind of sad to see it go, even though it's a baby quilt. Well, I wouldn't use a baby quilt, but it's just gonna be really cute.
Easy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all, a bigger scale, the world inhales as we go. I wouldn't want it any other way, no. Dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. Dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all.
I finished the quilt top. Oh my goodness, this is so adorable. Let's see. Look at that cute, sweet little baby quilt. Isn't that adorable, you guys? Oh my goodness, how cute. I was thinking while I was making this, like, these little blocks would make such cute little pot holders or like placemats for Valentine's Day. So cute. I just love that. I think this is really, really cute. Very, very cute. I may use that pattern again because I was thinking it would also be really cute if I made Obi a little quilt like this, my dog Obi. But I could just use like 4 blocks or something. It's really, really cute. I really like it. I've got that done. Wow, I got a lot done. I'm really glad that I got the entire quilt top. Now, I think I will end the recording here with finishing that. I still need to I'm gonna make the quilt sandwich and start quilting it, but I probably won't start that until Well, probably not till next week sometime, because I have plenty of time. There's no reason to rush it and stress about trying to get it done this weekend. And I will record that because I will be using glue basting with that minky fabric. And I don't know how I'm going to quilt this yet. Maybe do some free motion quilting. I think it would be really cute to add some little hearts, like do my little loop-de-loop free motion quilting like I did earlier in the video. And then maybe add some little hearts in with the loops. I think that would look really, really cute. I might just do that. That'll be really, really precious. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments if you liked this type of video. I like being able to make stuff and not necessarily be doing a full tutorial, but just kind of making it and showing you the progress as I'm getting it done. But if you don't like it, let me know so I won't continue making videos like this. Just thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, like this video, subscribe, comment. It really, really, really helps me with YouTube. I'm really trying to grow the channel just so it's a bit more sustainable for me to keep on doing this because the videos take a lot of time, and so far it's going well. I'm able to make this my career, but I would like it to continue doing that. So you guys are a huge part of that, you know? So I just really, really appreciate you. Thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video. Don't forget, check out the patterns in the description box. My membership, if you would like to join. If you don't want to, it's totally fine. But I just like to mention it real quick. And have a beautiful rest of your day. I'm going to put up a couple of videos here at the end that you may not have seen and you might want to watch. They're around here somewhere. They're coming. They're going to pop up any minute now. All right. I'm being silly. All right. Have a great rest of your weekend. All right. Bye-bye.